To note, the stock market took a tumble today. That's after President Trump threatened imports from the European Union with a sweeping 50% tariff. He posted online that trade talks with the EU are, quote, going nowhere, adding that this tariff could take effect as early as June 1st.
Now, it's unclear whether Europe may retaliate if this does indeed go into effect, but Texas and its farmers could be impacted by these potential trade tensions. Joining us today to talk about this and other developments across the state is the Texas Agriculture Commissioner, Sid Miller. Mr. Commissioner, welcome and thanks for being with us.
Good to be with you again. Thank you very much.
I want to highlight some information that we found this morning from the European Commission. It shows that our state exports more than $65 million of different agricultural products to the EU, along with $35 million of beef and veal and nearly $15 million worth of cotton. Of course, there were other things that we send across the seas to the European Union area. It seems that that trading relationship brings in a lot of revenue, a significant amount here to Texas farmers and ranchers. So I'm wondering what your thoughts are about this new potential tariff that the Trump administration may impose.
Well, those numbers you gave out are pretty large numbers, but actually should be 50 to 100 times that. The European Union has had us blocked out for years, and they've done it with their European tariffs. So I applaud President Trump for fighting back for our farmers and ranchers. I don't think there'll be any repercussions to our farmers. We don't really have anything to sell. We're planting right now, so it's going to be next fall before we have any crops to sell. So it's really, if they impose tariffs on us, fine, but we've got 90, 100, 140 days to work the differences out. So I think our farmers are going to be just fine.
So are you confident that a deal can be reached to potentially avert a tariff going into effect?
We've never failed to reach one yet.
Okay.
So I tell you what, Donald Trump's a very good negotiator. I fully trust him.
Talk to us about what you're hearing. I know here on this show we have heard from some of our farmers and ag producers out in our West Texas areas from our sister stations that are concerned and have worries as they're looking ahead to some of the seasons where they're not just going to be planting but reaping what they sow. So talk to us, what are you hearing from farmers? What is their take on this situation, especially in this period of uncertainty before some kind of deal might be reached?
Well, the farmers, they're worried some about tariffs, so we can't overlook that, but that's not their only concern. We're out of water, much of the state, especially South Texas, our Rio Grande Valley, our citrus growing area. We're having a big battle with Mexico over the water treaty down there. We think we've got that worked out. I'm releasing some water grants for those farmers that just barely hanging on because Mexico didn't deliver on those water grants. We've got other things, like a farm bill we're 2 years late on. I think farmers are more worried about that than tariffs. The water, the farm bill, planting season, local markets. There's a lot of perils in farming. It's not just tariffs.
Yeah.
A quick follow-up for you there. How frequently are you getting to communicate those concerns, whether it be water, tariffs, the farm bill itself, to the White House and to D.C.? How frequently are you, bringing those concerns up to the Capitol?
Well, actually, it's really good. I mean, I have open communication weekly, sometimes daily, with West Wing, with the USDA. Have a great relationship with Bobby Kennedy Jr. So, we run the nutrition programs for the state. So, recently I called for ban of fluoride in our water. We're leading the nation in the farm fresh produce in our schools. So we have a lot of symmetry, a lot of things going on that we're working together. The bird flu we work together on, the screwworm issue we're working together on, the tariffs we're working together on. So just yesterday I had the representative from the Congo in my office. And they're ready. They want Texas corn, Texas rice, and they want to trade us rare earth minerals. They have 27% of the Earth's rare earth minerals. So that seems like a good trade. We're not trading weapons for rare earth minerals. I'd like to trade food for it. So things like that. I think the farming industry, we're in pretty good shape.
And you're leading kind of into a question we wanted to ask you about as well. So just last week, your office talked about the summer meal program becoming available, I believe, on June 2nd is the first day for that. We've also done some reports about federal cuts affecting food distribution across the country, including here in Texas. Is that going to impact this availability from Texas, making meals available to kids during their summer break?
Doesn't look like that's going to be effective. Some other programs have been effective. Keep in mind, this is a program that we're not mandated to do. I do this, the Department of Agriculture does this because we think it's the right thing to do for our children. We don't want any hungry kids, in our state. We want, when they come back in the fall, go back to school, we want them to be well-nourished, prepared to learn. So every summer, we've expanded that program, and we'll be expanding again this time. More rural areas, it's harder to reach those areas, so we're focusing on that.
We want to turn now, we have had several conversations on our show about May being Mental Health Awareness Month. And we know that's important for kids, families, really everyone in Texas. We have talked to you previously about the launch of the AgriStress Helpline. So for folks who maybe haven't heard of that, remind people what that is, and then let us know how it's impacting people here in Texas.
Okay, so the two highest rates of suicide in our nation are veterans, which is pretty well known, but the second is not. That's farmers. So it's always bothered me that farmers were right up there, as the highest rate of suicide. And you think about it, farmers, they don't socialize a lot. They're a very proud breed. They're kind of self-sufficient. They just don't ask for help. Now, we have a national suicide hotline that you call 988, but they really have no idea how to talk to a farmer. So about a little over 3 years ago, I set up I don't like to use the word suicide, so we call it AgriStress Helpline, a mental health helpline for farmers. And we have people that are specifically trained to talk to agriculture folks, get them the help they need. There's programs at the USDA, there's programs at the Texas Department of Agriculture. We have other mental health, we can get you mental health help in your community. You don't have to drive to the Metroplex. So that's what it's all about, and it's been very, very successful. We've actually expanded it now to 11 states, so it's kind of catching fire and moving across the nation.
That was what I wanted to know, was what's the future look like for that?
Yeah, we would love to have it in every state. I've talked to G.T. Thompson, and the head of the Agriculture Committee in the House. He's behind it. Ted Cruz is behind it. He likes what we're doing, so I think we'll get there. It just takes a little time.
Yeah, as the kid of a farmer, this is very interesting, so I appreciate you highlighting that too.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah.
So many important topics. I'm sure we could keep you here all day. We hope we are sending you out into your Memorial Day holiday. But Commissioner, thank you so much for being here and for covering so much ground.
Thank you very much.
And for our audience, we will be right back after the break.